Is the model apocalypse about to happen? No, it's not.
It's not.
And hello guys, welcome to a informational video about news and whatever you want to call it for this.
Hobby news.
Hobby news, there we go.
That's what we'll call it.
And a quick little background. I was going to do this, I was talking to Lucas C just for the last half an hour or so, and we were going to throw out a live video. And I thought, you know, this is an important enough subject because there's a lot of misinformation going around. And with losing internet, or if I get interrupted by a customer, I figured we're just make this a regular video just to kind of ease some tensions with some people. And some of you may not even know what I'm talking about. But there are a couple of things going around that I'll just tell a lot of people, especially on the internet, it's going crazy. And the first thing we're going to talk about is Revell. Now, if you may or may not have heard, Revell has been purchased, and Revell of Germany have both been purchased by a new company. And a little background on that is Hobbyco was the owner of this company, and they owned a bunch of other stuff. They owned RC companies galore. They owned a major distributor, Great Plains, who was my major distributor, which I got about 60 to 70% of my product came from them. So that was a little nerve-wracking for a while there. Plus, they also were the importer for Italeri in Hasegawa. Well, last year, Hobbyco went through some financial problems, and they eventually went bankrupt. Now they've sold off all the assets. Great Plains is going to be absorbed by Horizon Hobby, and Revell of Germany, this is the part that everyone was getting panicky about, has been bought by a new company in Germany. They immediately closed down their U.S. facilities, which were not very large to begin with, because everything is done in China anyway.
I think it was like 11 employees.
Yeah, something like that. And don't quote us on that. Yeah, we feel bad for those, but it was not a huge distribution thing over here. But what's happened now is the German company, and what they've done is they've taken everything and they're going to keep stock of what they have right now. So they're going to go through all their molds, they're going to go through what they have out, all this other stuff. So for a short time, Revell products, Monogram products, and Revell of Germany products are going to be a little bit difficult to get a hold of.
They're just not producing right now.
They're just not going to do it. We've been assured that they are going to start up production again once they figure everything out, and everything will be pouring back in. Now, to what degree, we are not sure right away, but this is what Luke and I were talking about.
They're in business to make money. They want to start selling model kits as quick as possible.
Exactly. So you don't spend millions of dollars to just go, okay, these are all my molds.
I got them now.
Yeah. And the other thing we were talking about, do you know how many times Revell and Revell of Germany have been bought and sold? They were owned by Hallmark Greeting Cards through Benny and Smith, the crayon maker.
That was like in '94.
Right. Mattel, the toy maker, used to own them. Hobbyco used to own them now. Revell used to be its own private company. Yeah. And that's been true for model companies right through the ages. It's not the end of the world. In fact, the whole reason came up was eBay.
Yeah,
some of the prices are going crazy for certain kits. And what was the kit you were telling me about?
The Ford Bronco Baja version that just came out. You know, they shot out like they always do. They'll have a run of it, and then they're gone for a little bit, and they put out another run. Well, this happened in between the runs. So here's a new kit that we just got, and now you can't find them anymore. I didn't even get one. He doesn't have one for me. He didn't save it for me.
You didn't ask for it, so.
Oh,
no, but
all right, I'll take
yeah,
but really, no. They invested in that kit. This new company is going to put it out because it's ready to go.
Right.
So we're going to see that stuff, and there's other ones like that. They're not going to just stop.
Right. So I've been told by my distributors to expect Revell and Revell of Germany product. Probably not until the end of this year, maybe a little bit earlier, but that's the date they're shooting for right now. So you don't have to panic. It's not the end of the world. The product will come back. It's like we said, it's been bought and sold so many other times before, and we still have Revell product. So.
And another issue that everybody's concerned about, because now it's a German company, that they're feeling that the prices are now going to be really high because it's now going to be an import, not a domestic kit.
And honestly, really doesn't work like that could actually be just the opposite. And the reason I say that is Revell of Germany recently has put out some spectacular airplane kits. at ridiculously, I feel, low prices. They have a brand new 32nd scale Mustang that was under $30 for brand new tool. So let's not panic on that. Let's see what happens. But I feel confident that we are not going to have any problems at all.
Pretty much, like you said, aren't most of the kits anyway still going to be produced in the same? They're going to all be produced in China anyway.
Right. The only thing that will change is Revell of Germany. Most of Revell of Germany is produced in Poland.
Oh, okay.
And Revell USA, all of their molds, or the majority of them, are all in China anyway. So it's a matter of, there's a company over there that's doing it. They just go, hey, turn on the mold for the Baja Bronco once we get everything done right there. Yeah. I'm sure they want to, and the mold company wants to be paid. So everything's got to take a few minutes. It's gonna come back though. And we were talking earlier about round two, buying AMT.
Remember this about 10 or 12 years ago?
It wasn't even that long ago, I don't think.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh my God, MPC and AMT just stopped.
It's just stopped. We didn't have any, and it's like, oh, whoa, and
now we have more MPC and AMT than ever.
Remember when they started going, round two put out their first run of a few kits. They put out some old ones, and there were like 3 or 4 for the year. And that was it. Every year it got more and more. Now it's
7, 8 a month come out. They're older kits, but that's what guys want. That's part. And I'm not worried about it, so you shouldn't be either on it.
And he bases his life on this.
Right. That's exactly. Now the other thing we need to talk about, that little background on this too, is I have a Facebook channel called Mediocre Modelers Club, which you guys may have heard me talk about before. It's a group that we have on Facebook of about 4,500 great guys and gals there right now that are on there, and we share all of our techniques, our work, all that kind of stuff. It was a way for me to see all of your guys' products. So if you want to, you can get on there and join. It's free. It's just a great way. But there's been some scare going on that lately, and a bunch of people have been asked for me to chime in on it, so I thought I would. And that is about Tamiya and their MAP pricing. And if you don't know what MAP pricing is, MAP pricing stands for minimum advertised price. And you would have thought that Tamiya was going down with the ship based on some of the comments right there. And I'm here to alleviate that giant thing too. First of all, I just want to point out, I am not speaking on behalf of Tamiya. I'm speaking on behalf of my store, and I've seen MAP pricing happen with lots of other manufacturers.
Other industries.
Other industries, other model industries, and it's for 99% of you will not feel it at all. The main thing with MAP pricing is Tamiya wants to avoid companies coming in. Let's say you've got this let's pretend this is a kit. This is a $50 kit retail. Tamiya wants to prevent, based on from what I understand, that this kit is not sold online by some online retailers to just blow them out at like $22 and just ruin the market for everybody else selling this product. And Tamiya and a lot of other companies, MAP pricing is very, very common now, that it's going to diminish the quality brand name that particular company has. So. And once again, it's minimum advertised price. Most of the hobby shops, they're not saying, at least from what I understand, Tamiya is not saying it has to be sold at $50 retail. They're not saying that at all. They're just saying that they've got to come up with a price limit that is still, a good value for the consumer, but not to destroy the hobby, in their opinion, or their brand name. And this is very common, like we was talking about other industries. Coach Purse is a perfect example. Yeah. Coach Purse, has sells their product. They've got a quality name that they feel, and I know this because my wife has some of these. But Coach doesn't want their stuff turning up in a bargain bin somewhere that a $300 purse starts selling for $50, because then the quality brand name is gone, and the product becomes less value in most people's eyes.
Yeah.
And that's what they want to prevent. And we've talked about this in the past too. Online is, in my opinion, is not enough to support this hobby. The hobby stores have to be in business, because for you might be able to go buy that kit, a little less expensive, but if you need tools, parts, paint, any of that other stuff, it's really hard to do strictly on an online basis. And my perfect example, and I know I'm not letting Matt talk or Luca talk too much here, but I've known a lot about this stuff, and it's not the end of the world is all I can keep falling back on. And it's kind of lost my train of thought a little bit there, but We don't know all the specifics about what type of pricing that they're going to put on it, but I've seen it happen with many other companies, and once again, I'm just saying it's not to be scared about it. In fact, I don't think it's going to touch my prices at all. I discount all my plastic model kits, to be fairly competitive even with online retailers, but there comes a point, you gotta make some profit. And I know everybody likes to get a great deal, and you find that one thing.
Great deal, but I've brought this up several times on my videos on my channel. You read all the time on all the Facebook pages of everybody's kind of bummed out. They're losing their local hobby shops. Their brick and mortar shops are going away. This is why the online market has taken them out with these guys that are. These companies that get online and they blow these kits out at such cheap prices. It's like, well, I'm not going to buy kits from my local hobby shop. I still want them to be there because I love to go down there and look, and I want to buy some glue and some paint, but that's not going to keep the place alive, and they shut down, and then you're upset about it. This is why they're shutting down. They haven't had the support, and the online market has been killing it. It's happening in everything, not just models, as we all know.
And speaking of that, he's right about this too. There's a lot of things happening there where big online companies will come into a market, they will rock bottom the heck out of prices to crush everybody else, and then guess what happens once everybody else is gone? Those prices all come back up again. You can't sell something less than cost or at cost for very long if you want to stay in business. So, like I said, we were going to make this a live video, and we take comments. So if you want to leave comments down below right there, if you agree or disagree with us, but there's not much to agree or disagree with on. It's happening.
Yeah, this is the way it is.
And some companies have put these notes out, and they're not being dishonest, but they'll put this information out without explaining it, and it causes a panic. So we saw it, he and I both saw it all over the Mediocre Modelers Club. There was long posts with lots of people thinking, oh, this is the end of Tamiya, and I'm like, no guys, calm down. This is actually more common than you think.
They're just being greedy. No, Tamiya isn't making any more money off of this.
Exactly. The wholesale price.
They're protecting their brand.
The wholesale price is the wholesale price. They're protecting their brand and their retailers in the long run because they want to see the hobby continue on.
If there's no retailers, or the retailers diminish down to a small group, then Tamiya or Revell or any of these companies, they're not going to sell as much product because there's a smaller. Their buyers are basically the business owners that buy from when there's just a few of them, they don't have the buying power that when there's a massive amount of stores and online stores and all that.
Right. Yeah, and you talk about sometimes about the price of kits. Well, if you have a kit, let's say that's $100. Well, that kit is $100 based on the fact that they're going to make 25,000 units on it. And we've seen this happen with books. What do you think is going to happen if they're only going to make 5,000 of those units? That price is not going to be $100 anymore. So it is what it is. That's why small book retailers, the prices on books are more expensive than when you're going to find a guy that they're going to make a book that is going to sell 1 million copies. Well, yeah, they can afford to sell those cheaper because once you turn the printing machine on, I mean, we don't want to get too far off subject here, and I will ramble, but just don't worry about it. It's gonna be okay.
Everything's gonna be okay.
I've been in this now. I've had this store for 14 years, and I've had my other store for 10 years in San Diego, which hello to all my San Diego people. They've all been contacting me lately, and it's nice to see you guys again. But 24 years, I've seen a lot of this happen, and we're all still here.
Works out.
We're all still here, so. Yeah. Now, the other quick thing we're going to talk about, too, is back to what I was saying earlier about Hobbyco buying, selling off all the things, and that they're the importer for Hasegawa and Italeri. Well, we don't know what's happening with that. So there might be a shortage of Italeri and Hasegawa kits for a while, too. In the United States now I'm talking. The rest of the world, you probably aren't going to even see a bump or anything on that, because I don't think it's going to affect you at all. But they want to sell kits in this country, and if Horizon doesn't pick it up, somebody else will. Maybe MPC or one of the other companies, but those products will be arriving back in the United States, and it'll all be back to normal. So this is just a blip. It's just
a bump in the road.
Right.
We're going to see a little lull here of not having so many kits. Hey, that if anything, it's going to hurt you more than anybody.
But even then, we have more kits now available than ever before.
And more companies. But how many of you out there in YouTube land have a whole bunch of kits in your room.
Yep.
You got a ton right there to hold you over till we get over this.
Especially with specific kits. And we joke about that too. We've talked about this before, and sometimes people make, we call model hoarders or some other negative like 4-letter type words on it. And collecting is a major part of this hobby.
Yeah.
It's a major part of most of the hobbies that I'm into. I collect all kinds of things, and don't feel bad about collecting is all I was trying to point out to you guys.
I don't feel bad about it.
No, I mean, but some people come in and they'll talk to us and they'll say, oh yeah, they're complaining because I have 200-300 kits. I know one guy, and I won't mention his name, but he has over 6,000 kits. Now, that's a lot of kits. But I'm just in awe that he has amassed that type of collection. So,
there's no way you could ever build that many kits in a lifetime. It's not about that.
It's not about that. Most guys, they're not like me where I can build a kit in 3 or 4 days, because this is my job to do this. Yeah. I'm sitting here, and most of you guys have regular jobs, and you can't spend that that quick amount of time. But that's not the point. It's like collecting. If that makes you happy, don't let anyone tear you down about that. That's what makes you happy. That's what makes you happy.
Like last night, I went into my model room just to kind of relax and chill out.
Well, you have a problem though. So.
Oh, yeah.
You have too many model kits.
I have way too many model kits. But I just I love looking at the walls and seeing all the different box art. And again, I've been into the hobby for 35 years and been buying these kits up like that. And I look at some of them and they bring back memories of a certain time period, just like when you hear a song or something. And I just enjoy the box art on the wall, and then I know it's just nice to know if I feel like doing something, there's that kit right there. I'm going to grab that and work on it, and maybe I'll finish it, maybe I won't.
That's part of the entertainment. You pick up that box and you go, oh, okay, I'm planning on painting it this color, and I'm planning on doing this with it. And you'll spend like 2-3 hours figuring out what you're going to do with it,
mocking it up,
and then you go right back into the thing over there. But you had 2 or 3 hours of fun out of it right there. So
it's enjoyable.
So that's
have fun.
Exactly. Have fun. So we're gonna get off our soapbox now for a while. Mainly me. I know. I was like, I really.
He's the spokesman.
Right. I mean, so many people have been emailing me and asking me about this. And I thought, well, I'll do a video, because rather than respond to everyone individually.
Yeah.
The only thing you got to take away from this
main thing's not to panic.
Not to panic.
Not to panic.
We'll tell you when it's time to panic.
Everything's fine.
Yes, I will make sure to tell you when it's time to panic, and now's not that time. So seriously, guys, just a couple quick things. Like I said, Facebook. I know some of you don't like Facebook, and I'm sorry about that, but it's the easiest platform to do this on. Mediocre Modelers Club, go on there. It's free to join. We'll let you right in. We're literally at almost 4,500 guys, great modelers. Mediocre Modelers Club is just kind of a joke, and we'll explain that later on about that. But if you want to go on there with a great group of guys and see what everybody else is building and talking about, go on there for it. And this gentleman right here, Lucas C. Lucas C has, I always forget the name of that.
You never can remember that.
No,
I know it's so tough. It's so
I'm
tough.
joking. It's Model Car Hobby
Headquarters.
Because he stole it basically from me.
I ripped it right off.
I tease him about that, but no, seriously. He's on YouTube. He's got some great videos. On YouTube. And he actually is putting more and more stuff together. We're getting him off the ground, so to speak.
Yeah, it's really taken off, and I have a Spreadshirt account right now, but I'm also going to be starting a Teespring account that you can buy T-shirts with my logo on there, Scully.
There you go.
If you guys are interested. A lot of people are liking it.
Or if you want the original.
Or the original.
That's a shameless plug. I'm sorry, but if you want,
you have a Spreadshirt.
It's on Spreadshirt. There'll be a link down below on there. I don't actually remember the thing. It's / Andy's Hobby Headquarters. If you want to get a Mediocre Modelers or an Andy's Hobby Headquarters shirt. So.
And boy, it's so cool. We're seeing these Mediocre
all
Modelers
over the world.
All over the world.
It's the most incredible thing.
And they're posting on Mediocre Modeler group. They're posting pictures of their shirts.
Them wearing their shirts.
That's so neat.
All over the world.
What was the guy sitting in a pub in
Spain? Yeah.
Spain, yeah. That was neat.
Very, very cool. So that was my shameless plug on this. But there again, don't worry. Hey, thank you guys for watching. Please stay tuned, because later on this week I have some all brand new prototype Tamiya kits coming out that I'll be very anxious to share with you guys. So just don't worry about all the other stuff and just have some great fun modeling.
Absolutely.
Thanks for watching.
See you later.
But thanks for watching.
But see you later. This is me, Lucas C.
Yeah, but it's my channel, so I get the last word. So thanks for watching.
I'll see you later.
Thanks for watching.
In the next video.
You know what I just dawned on me? I'm going to cut you right out of this. So.